Hey guys, it's Malik here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I absolutely just abuse AI to create these static image ads that just print money for my brand. Like everything you guys are seeing right now is 100% generated with a prompt, which is just insane. Like this is one of my favorite creatives. You can see the quality of the product, like the texture, the details are just perfectly translated into this image, and it actually looks like a tweet, right? And the text is just phenomenal. Like there's no spelling errors, the spacing, it looks great. And I'm gonna show you guys how to achieve these same results and start just ripping ad creatives. But first, I just wanna say, don't do this, right? This is what we're not gonna do. I see so many people taking an image like the one on the right and just slapping their product on top. I'm going to show you how to actually take somebody else's image and then use it as a reference to create an original copy of your own. So we're going to jump into Higgsfield. This is going to be the platform that actually creates the images for us. And then we're going to connect it to Claude, which is pretty much just like the brains behind everything. So if you don't have an account on either, get set up. But what we're going to do, we're going to jump into Higgsfield, click MCP and CLI. It's going to take you to this page right here. And you're going to go ahead and just copy this link down here. Now head over to Claude and go in this left-hand section, click customize. You're going to click connectors, and you guys can see I already have mine connected, but just hit this plus button, add custom connector, and then paste in that URL link right here. If you're a beginner or you're on a basic plan where you don't have that many tokens or credits to play around with, I highly recommend you leave majority of these to the default settings. Now, before we can actually start generating anything, we need to give Claude context about our brand, about our products, and just the whole entire business in general. So I put together this whole entire master prompt. If you want it, it's completely free. Just DM me prompt on Instagram and I'll send it over. If you want to get the most consistent results, do not skip this step. Essentially what this prompt does is it turns Claude into a creative director and a copywriter for your brand, right? So it's going to take all the information you feed it about your brand and it's going to use it to its advantage to help generate the copy and the actual image for your ads. The best way to give Claude context about your brand is just simply recording a voice note. So under this tab that says prompt with the main master prompt, it's just brand voice memo. I put together these different touch points that you can hit about your brand tone, your brand voice, ideal customer breakdown. These are all things that you could talk about while recording that voice note to give Claude more context about your brand, because it'll just help it generate more consistent images. Now we're going to jump back into Claude and we're going to paste that master prompt in. Just click enter and let it do its thing. As you guys can see, it says, since I didn't attach a specific brief, want me to run this now for Felicity Worldwide, which is my brand. So for you, this is going to be empty. So this is where you would paste in your voice note, tell Claude to transcribe the whole entire thing, and use this as the brief for this prompt. Once Claude has a brief understanding about your brand, it's going to give you this response from that actual master prompt. So it's going to start generating different angles. I never actually really use these. It's good to use as inspiration or just kind of bounce your own ideas off of. But what we're actually going to do now is find angles of our competitors and ad styles that we like, and we're going to feed it to Claude through this chat so it now knows what to work off of. In order to get good reference images, you need to know exactly what to look for from your competitors, and this is it right here. So this is my makeshift funnel. You guys can see the money is at the bottom, but the only way to get customers to the bottom is by having top of funnel content. In order to create top of funnel ads, you need top of funnel content, right? So like a cute model wearing your product, this is going to get a lot of clicks, a lot of eyes on your brand, which is exactly what we want. Then you have just basic product photos. So there's no selling going on here. It's not saying anything about the product. It's just simply showing it, and this will bring people in. They'll be curious. They want to know about the quality, the textures, the benefits of actually buying this product. And this is how you do so. And memes, people sleep on memes, right? This is a whole different touch point to interact with your customer, and it's a great way to do so. But this is all like prime examples of top of funnel content, at least for image ads. And then for bottom of the funnel ads, it's actually the complete opposite, right? So you have ads that are simply just showing what you have to offer, right? Presenting your offer to everybody so they know before they land on the site what you have to offer, right? This is bottom of the funnel content. This is going to help them convert when they see it as an ad. Then you also have social proof. So 30,000 orders shipped. They know, okay, this brand is solid. Obviously, you don't want to fake any claims. We're certified over here. No lies, over 10,000 orders. And then next you have problem solving. Okay, so essentially what this ad says is, hey, our hats have satin lining on the inside. If you don't want to have a bad hair day, buy our hats, and this is why we're better. So these are all great examples of what you should be looking for when it comes to finding reference images to recreate your ads. The quickest way to find reference images from your competitors is by hopping into the Meta Ads library and just typing in any of your competitors or your favorite brands. You can see how many ads they're running at a time. This is another hat brand, and what you can do to see if their ads are actually performing is just sort it by impressions high to low, right? This means they're getting a lot of clicks, and just check to see how long the ads actually been running. So this video right here has been running since May 18th. It is July 1st at the time of I'm recording this video, so that's how you know this video is printing money for them if they're leaving it on for that long. Now, a way to filter it out is just click images and memes. That way you can filter out all the videos. Obviously, we're generating images. So yeah, you just want to scroll through here and start screenshotting all the ads that you like and that you want to recreate for your brand. And then we're going to feed that over to Claude. Once we gathered those reference images, we're just going to drop them over here into Claude, and we're going to actually tell it to take our competitor images, find the top 5 angles, and reframe those angles to our brand and use these images as references for the ads that we are going to create. And now, as you guys can see in just a couple seconds, we have 5 different angles tailored completely towards our brand. It gives us the creative direction, the copy, and at the bottom here, it tells us what Claude thinks is actually gonna work the best. So we're gonna use angle 4, which is the bundle angle. I'm actually running a bundle offer for my brand, so this is perfect. Now this part will look a little different for you guys. What I went ahead and did to make my workflow easier was I uploaded all 80 of my products into Higgsfield, right? And I used Claude to help me do so. All you do is just drag and drop your products in and say, hey, save this into Higgsfield as an element. So therefore, when we generate more images, you can just prompt me which ones to select. As you guys can see, I can click use here for all these different products that I have saved inside of Higgsfield. Claude even goes as far as recommending which products I should use together for this image, which is just absolutely insane. I'm gonna go ahead and just let it do its thing. I'm not gonna select anything manually. So I'm gonna go ahead and click yes, generate. And there we have it. Like, this is not bad at all whatsoever, especially for the first round of image generation. The only thing that I saw was quite off is that there's like a random logo in the corner on each image, but that's an easy fix just by refining the prompt. I went ahead and generated the other angles. Not bad, could definitely be better. All we need to do is just give Claude context of what we want our models to look like. You guys can see this pose is a little stiff, not really the ideal customer for my brand. So I'm gonna show you how to tweak that. Just how we found reference images for the ads, you need to do the same for the actual characters in your brand, the models. So as you guys can see, I have a folder of like 150 items of just straight reference images, and I found all these off of Pinterest. You can get so much inspo off of there for your brand. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select like 10 to 15 of these, drop them into Claude, and have it give it a character breakdown. All I did was just tell it, hey, use these images as a reference for the model you're gonna use for my ads, and take notes on the specific skin color, the body language, the accessories, so on and so forth. Now Claude will have a good idea and a full breakdown of what you actually want your models to look like, and it will even ask you, do you want to save this to the memory so your models are consistent across every single image generation? So I'm gonna go ahead and click yes. Now, as you guys can see, we have a way better image. I mean, this guy fits my brand aesthetic perfectly. The room is very messy in the back. It looks natural. Obviously, I would clean it up just a little bit for the ad just by tweaking the prompt, but this is the whole gist of it. He's wearing the streetwear outfit. He has the chains on, he has the rings, he has the tattoos, and he fits my ideal customer profile. This is why having reference images is so crucial. Like, the difference here is just night and day. This is basically just going off a prompt, an idea that Claude had, and this is us giving it references to fit the whole entire aesthetic of our brand. And this isn't just ripping somebody's photo. Like, this is a unique, original, AI generated photo. We're not stealing anybody else's images and just slapping our product on top. So by this point, you now have a solid foundation, a solid workflow to consistently generate top of funnel and bottom of funnel content. The best part about this all is you don't have to redo this whole entire process when you go and generate another batch of images. Claude has already saved all your data. It has saved all the ins and outs of your brand, and it knows its job when it comes to image generation. I want to leave you guys with this 4-step framework to keep in mind when you continue to generate images, and that's just identifying the type of creatives you want to make, right? Whether that's top of funnel or bottom of funnel, you never want to mix them up and do both. That way the images are consistent. Next would just be finding reference images in the Facebook ads library. This makes the process so much easier, so you don't have to guess what your ad would look like, and you actually have something to work off of. The biggest lever to pull is using 3 to 5 different angles when it comes to generating these ads. That way you can constantly test, more and more angles inside of your ad account to see which ones are going to work the best, and that way you can double down on them. And lastly, the most important is just being super descriptive, extremely descriptive when it comes to prompting models and just using a bunch of different reference images. If you guys want to know how to properly test and scale these ad creatives inside of your ad account, it's something I offer inside of my one-on-one mentorship. So if you're interested, there's a link below. You can apply to work with me. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next one.